My name is Mason Dockter. I've been a reporter at the Sioux City Journal for about 2.5 years. What I do now would be probably most accurately described as general assignment reporter. I do a lot of stories for our business section, but also a lot of stuff for the news, stuff that we didn't see coming that has to be covered now. You know, a lot of my stories are kind of like my children. Not all of them. Some were pretty not the best, but a lot of them I really do love, and it's hard to only pick 5 of them. Number 1 was actually kind of a column for The Weekender. It was the Sears Diaries. It was my story of when I was working at Sears, you know, the old department store, when it was closing down. I realized, I think, when I was there, I thought, you know, not a lot of people, I mean, some people do get to work in a retailer that's liquidating, but not a lot of people know what it's like on the day-to-day, you know, what you'll see, how things progress from a store that's full to a store that's totally empty, what the customers behave like. My second story, I think, was the Grand Meadow School, I'm going to say haunting. I was told not to say haunting because haunting is a kind of a negative term. The old Grand Meadow School, it's an old school in Cherokee County that is now a museum, and some paranormal investigators from Sioux City have been investigating the school, which is supposed to be occupied by spirits. And the number 1 spirit there is a fairly young girl ghost named Michelle. And then there were some others too. The other ghosts weren't as talkative as Michelle. I also did a pretty great story. I think my number 3 was Bruce Hochul. He is a Sioux City police officer. Earlier this year, I think it was at the beginning of the year, he fell off the roof of his house and broke part of his lower part of his leg. At some point after that was set, aggressive staph infection set in and destroyed the leg. It had to be amputated. And he had to get a prosthetic after that, and he made tremendous progress, and by I believe it was July, he was back in the squad car. It was really pretty amazing. I did a story about a 98-year-old former school teacher who lives in Sioux City. She began her career in a one-room schoolhouse, kind of like Laura Ingalls Wilder. Somewhat different generation, but comparable. Things hadn't changed all that much from Laura Ingalls Wilder's time. And she was cool. She was so lively and fun, and just fun to talk to. The 5th, I think, was a story back in the summer, I think. Sometime during the summer, police and sheriffs and stuff were called to Moville where they found this kind of mysterious object. It was like a duct-taped bulb thing. It was wedged into a fence post. And there was immediately concern that this was potentially an explosive device, I think. So part of Highway 20 in the Moville area got shut down. There was this big, panic about what is this thing. And it turned out it was actually a geocache, which is like a game you play where you hide things at a certain location with coordinates written on a paper, and then other people have to go look for them. But at any rate, this, game kind of thing caused this massive panic, shut down the highway. I just thought that was quite the tale myself.